Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Mindset Monday podcast. Hey, if you are listening right now, that means you're either properly watching the replay or you're listening on my podcast on Apple or Spotify or wherever you hear podcasts. So, thank you for listening. Today, we are tuning in on continuing our series on confidence and keep it confident. Today, we are going to dig into the topic of physical confidence. Our physical abilities. So I cannot wait to talk to you guys and share with you what we're doing today. Shout out to everybody who is watching me live right now. So we are live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, as well as TikTok. So shout out to everybody who's watching me live. If you would like to, if you're listening to this on the podcast or you're watching the replay and you want to catch me live, guys, we do Mindset Monday every Monday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you jump on in, say what's up, say hey to me, and I would love to go ahead and have you in our audience. It is an interactive show. When you come in here, I love kicking it with you. I love talking to you. This is not one sided. We are having a conversation, especially for the topic that we're talking about tonight, which is physical confidence. Physical confidence. So, what does it mean to be confident physically? The past few weeks, we've talked about different areas in which people feel the most insecure. And we are going to continue to dig into that today. Hey, Tisha. Hey, hey, hey. So, yes, that's what we'll be talking about today. I'm excited. But before we dig into today's topic, I just want to go ahead and let you know today's Mindset Monday is sponsored by the Happy Confident Future Foundation. We are an organization that works with at risk youth between the ages of 12 to 17. We provide mentoring resources to them. We also work with people who are at risk of low self esteem, poverty, lack of educational resources. We tap into that age range, 12 to 17. I honestly love working with that age range. A lot of people are like, what do you mean? Like 12 to 17, they all got attitudes. Guess what? We do too. So with that being said, I think our 12 to 17-year-old age group, they need help more than our little babies do. So that's who is sponsoring this show. Uh, if you want more information about the Happy Confident Future Foundation, check us out at thehcffoundation.org. Or you can just shoot me a DM or a message, drop me a line, and I will make sure I get some information over to you. Also, if you would like to be a sponsor of Mindset Mondays, please drop me a line and let me know. And then I will love to chit chat with you and see where we align. So that's what we're doing today, guys. All right. I am giving people just a minute to get on in here, but it's 8:04, so we're going to go ahead and get rolling. So the last few Mondays, we talked about confidence, right? And I keep my notebook by my side, y'all. So we're gonna do a little recap. When we started this Keep It Confident series, we talked about social confidence, financial confidence, and then we're going to talk about physical confidence and then scholastic confidence to end it out. I From working with people, from working with that range I just talked about, from professional mentoring to professional coaching and training, these are some of the top areas that I notice that people aren't confident in. Hello. Um, and what I noticed about this particular four set of things that people aren't confident in, it literally stops you in your tracks. And it literally has stopped people from not getting a job, from not pursuing different relationships, friendships, and literally staying stuck and stagnant in life. So these are the topics that I really want to dive into this Keep It Confident series. So it's very important that we continue to do so. But physical confidence, like what does that mean? When I say physical confidence, I mean like your physical ability to do something. So whether it is I can get up, run, jump, play, do something that I need to do. Physical confidence is definitely something that will either help you or hinder you. And I say that by way of I've had my own changes in physical confidence, right? So, y'all know I am 100% transparent with you guys. I always, just tell you the truth, right? So for people who've been rocking with me for a while, I know my TikTok people over here, you guys are kind of new to me, maybe or maybe not, but I know my Facebook family is a little bit older. However, most of my life I have been overweight, most of my life. So I had probably in elementary school, I remember being a chunky girl. Middle school, I was a chunky girl. High school, I wasn't the biggest girl in the room, but I definitely played on like the bigger side, right? So that was always me. And I don't come from a family of toothpicks either. So with that being said, as I was brought up and raised, I was also raised to be confident, of course, in my physical body and my physical self. But I couldn't help but to notice like I'm always either the tallest girl in the room or the biggest girl in the room. It just was a fact. But I was taught to be confident no matter what. Just make sure that you stay confident. But even still, walking around, with the lessons on how to be confident and having the women around me just really pour into me and let me know who I am and the stock that I was made from. Even in that, weight was always a thing in the back of my head that bothered me. So I can probably say it was a few years where I just didn't even weigh myself at all because I was afraid of what that scale was going to say. And so I just would eat and just kind of live and do whatever I was going to do and not even really worry about what was on the scale, knowing that my pant size was going up, knowing that, those things were happening. I just kind of really stayed away from it. Until here in maybe around 2016 was probably around the first time that I was like, "Oh, I'm thinking about getting weight loss surgery because I can't do this no more. I don't want to be this big no more. Like I can't do it." Well, y'all, I was referred to a doctor. I went to this doctor to check him out, and when he walked in the room. His, how doctors have on the white coats, right? Y'all, his white coat was dirty. And when I say dirty, I don't mean like filthy, but he had like food stains on it and like little black spots on it. I was just like, ew. So I knew from that moment that this surgery, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. And some people might call that weird. I do not care. It was just, it was just too much. Way, way, way too much. So I was afraid because I saw that. And the way that I thought about it was like this, y'all. If you are willing to walk into my appointment and you have on a dirty white coat, there is no telling what you will do while I am under anesthesia and completely knocked out. Like, I don't know. Just to me, that just speaks to your character. You're a whole doctor. Like, y'all don't have more of these in the office. Do you not know that it's dirty? None of your nurses told you to do it was dirty. Like, I don't know. Like, these are my y'all, I'm a Virgo through and through. Okay. So I'm thinking about all these different scenarios on why your white coat dirty and why you thought it was appropriate to come and talk to me about a surgery. You gonna cut me open, but you can't even come in here clean. Absolutely not. So I just wasn't gonna go for that. And then from there, guys, I just kind of went on. I went on that yo-yo thing, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight. Physically, I was always able to do, for the most part, what I wanted to do. And I say for the most part. Um, I had this saying where like I didn't work out, I didn't exercise unless I was like on a new weight loss thing. Like, okay, I want to exercise. But one of the things that I used to say was, Rashia, don't run unless it's an emergency. Well, baby, it was an emergency and I should have been running. Okay. Like I should have been running on somebody's treadmill, somebody's track or something. But that was like my saying back then. So fast forward, I did not realize that my physical being was in trouble because I just, again, I've lived with weight my whole life. I didn't think anything was in trouble. But what I noticed was my husband and I were trying to have a baby, and I kept having miscarriage after miscarriage after miscarriages. So people know that before Jackson made it here, I had about 5 miscarriages back to back to back. Like every time we would get pregnant, we would lose. And I mean, quickly too. So, like, as soon as I found out I was pregnant, probably a few days later, it was done. So I kept having a miscarriage, but that was my body too telling me, hey, something's off, something's wrong. Well, finally we got to the point where We found out we were pregnant, and I'm like, listen, this baby is sticking, and I don't care what nobody say. Like, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. And I did. I kind of changed up my eating style, but I mostly sat down, I nested, and then it was 2020 as well. So that was kind of easy to do. But long story short, I ended up having Jackson, came down here to Georgia. I stood on the scale one day and discovered I was 313 pounds. And I was like, holy crap. Like, ooh, wait a minute. But really what made me get on the scale, I told you guys before, I went to my friend's wedding in California, and we were on the Navy Pier, and I was trying to, or it was the Santa Monica Pier. I think it was the Santa Monica Pier. And we were trying to walk up the Santa Monica Pier, and there's a big hill, and I literally could not breathe. So I'm walking, and I'm winded. I literally had to tell my husband, like, wait, we gotta stop walking because I can't breathe. And I had never done that before. My physical confidence just sunk in that moment. I felt horrible. Not only physically, I felt horrible mentally. And I'm just like, no, we're not about to do this. Something has to change. So from being 313 pounds, to now I end up finally going through the weight loss surgery with somebody who does not have a dirty white coat. So I went through the weight loss surgery. I did the work. I go to the gym, and I can literally tell you there is night and day. There's a night and day difference between my physical confidence. Um, Physical confidence before for me was I already knew I was pretty, and I'm not being vain. Being I'm just telling you the truth. Like I never had an issue with my looks, right? So this, as the girlies say, my face card doesn't decline, right? And I think a lot of us bigger girls kind of hang on to that too, like, oh, my face card not gonna decline, and it's not, baby. You cute. But and this is me, the gospel according to Rashia, what I learned was when my face card don't decline and then I started seeing my body not declining either, I was like, oh, well, that's a confidence I've never had before. So it was definitely just a complete 180 from how I used to feel in clothes and how I feel now. So what I'm saying, I'm not saying everybody should go out and get weight loss surgery and be a toothpick to feel good about yourself. But what I am saying when it comes to physical confidence and your weight, I think it starts with being honest. It starts with being honest. And I can honestly say that I ignored my 250, 260, 270, 280, 290, 300 pounds health. I kept ignoring it because I'm just like, oh, I'm fine. I'm maintaining. But really, I wasn't. My body kept having miscarriages. I started to get out of breath when it was time to walk. Like, I just, my body started giving me signs like this ain't cool. And then also too, I forgot to tell you, I hit that pre-diabetic stage. That's your body telling you that hold on, something got to change. So um the physical confidence, yeah, it's different. And I will say another thing that I noticed when I had weight on me was the different cramps in my legs. I would get when I was bigger, I would get cramps in my legs all the time. Like I can wear a stiletto, I have no problem putting on a heel. But if I walk in that bad boy too long, like the cramps in my thighs, not my thighs, but in my calf muscle, horrible. Now that I've lost the weight, it's night and day. So that's what I'm just saying. It's just different when it comes to your physical confidence when you actually lose weight. So what I'm saying on that is, guys, I just want to give encouragement. If you have been struggling with weight, if you are on a weight loss journey, and Lord knows I have been on them up and down. I am still on a weight loss journey because having weight loss surgery does not mean that everything goes away. Like I literally have to watch what I eat every single day, if not more than I did before. If you are on a weight loss journey, please continue on it. And one of the best pieces of advice that I can give you on continuing on your weight loss journey is to get people out of your ear. Get people out of your ear. I noticed when I had weight loss surgery, I had more people who were like out of shape, overweight, trying to tell me what to do with my journey and my body than I had ever had before. Like, so that I had ever had before. So I just say, get people out of your ear, talk to your professionals and trust the process. So these fad diets where you're like, oh, I'm not gonna eat nothing today, or I'm gonna skip breakfast, lunch, or I'm only gonna eat an apple for lunch and an apple for breakfast and a full meal for dinner. Okay, try that if y'all want to. But I wholeheartedly say get you a nutritionist. Um, also get you a personal trainer, and work that thing on out. Just work it on out. And just don't give up on yourself. Do not give up on yourself. Please do not give up on yourself. That's my biggest lesson learned that I can say, that I gained from gaining more physical confidence. Please do not give up on yourself. Please do not give up on your weight loss. Please do not give up on your physical health. Um, until physical health, man, it can play not only on just how you look on the outside, but it can play on you mentally too. Mentally, it can play on you. I told you how I felt walking up that hill, um, at the Santa Monica Pier. I felt horrible. But when you feel that way about yourself, think about the different decisions that you might make. You might not speak up in a situation. I know there have been plenty, and actually there's plenty studies too that shows where people tend, when they feel like they aren't as physically confident or attractive, they will kind of shy back, and then they won't even do something as simple as excuse me, as state their opinion in a meeting. And really just because people are shallow, and they won't do it because the prettier people get picked on first, or chosen first, or they like their ideas better. So imagine what that can do to you mentally, where you're like, all right, well, I'm not even gonna try no more. Nobody's listening to me anyway. So what's the point in trying? Like that's where that physical confidence can start to affect your mind and how you do things, or not even, pursuing a dream or a goal or aspiration, whatever it is that you want to do, because you feel like you aren't physically capable. Another thing, you feel like you're not physically deserving, right? Um, I came up with this quote and it went, um, your body is not a trash can, so why do you keep throwing everything in it like it is? And I was just like, wow. Like when you think about eating in that regard, like, dang, am I treating my body like a trash can? Like, am I really just throwing anything back just to taste it, just to be tasting it? Like, wow, wait a minute. So when I gave myself a different perspective like that, then yeah, the results started to change and it started to become different. The other piece of advice too that I can give is just stay dedicated to you. Stay dedicated to you. Sometimes again, I can speak this from experience. When you start to change and you start to do things that are just for you, and it has nothing to do with anybody else, people jump in and try to take credit for it. People will try to insert themselves into your journey. Like it is crazy. Like I said, they will give their different opinions, but guys, I will tell you, make sure you are doing it for you and only you. If you do it for a man, men can come and go, y'all. They really, really can. But Rashia, what if I'm married? Okay, but guess what? Humans come and go. Please don't do it for nobody else but you. And also, if you don't do it for yourself, the likelihood of you sticking with it is going to be slim too. So that's what I'm saying. Just make sure you stick with it. Make sure you're doing it for you. And please do not give up on yourself. Please. I am so happy. And I'm just speaking from experience, y'all. I'm so happy that I actually just went into that surgery scared. I was scared literally all the way up until the day that I got on the table. From the time that they pumped the anesthesia, all of that. Like your girl was nervous, like like really, really nervous. But I went in there. I was like, God got me. I'm coming about this surgery, and I'm coming up out of here better. And one thing I promised to myself, Rashia, you will never see 313 on the scale again. Maybe on the clock, maybe in the bank account, maybe on my watch, baby. But I will never, ever, ever. And I promised myself that I will never see it on my scale again. Not weighing me. So just having that confidence, it helps. Um, if you have questions about the weight loss surgery process, I'm not gonna make this whole thing about weight loss surgery because I have a actually a live that I'm doing with another one of my weight loss surgery friends that's coming up soon. Um, but if you have questions about that process, if you just have questions just about the journey on weight loss surgery, please let me know. I have it. My husband ended up getting it. So I on May 18th, it'll be 2 years that I had the surgery. I lost a total of like 130 pounds. And I've kept it off. So here recently, I think I gained back about 10, 15 pounds. But I mean, that's nothing in compared to like the doggone 130 that I lost. So I'm not even tripping. It's all good. So um there you go. Another thing when we talk about physical confidence, another part that stops people would be disabilities, height, those different things, because it's more than just, weight related, right? Or physical disabilities. So just working with just like the special needs community, especially with my son having autism and just seeing different people of different just disabilities, it really, really made me think about them in this topic and how physical confidence may be a topic of concern for someone with a physical disability. But what I noticed in my research and just looking into people with physical disabilities, they have some of the best success stories about how people are losing full arms, full limbs, and they are not letting them stop it from their dreams. And what I've learned from that is no matter what your physical ability is, you're here. God gave you another day and you're here. You're listening. You have the ability to change. You have the ability of free will still, no matter what. You could be missing every limb, every finger, every toe. You have a heart, you have lungs, you can breathe, you are fighting, you are here. And for me, and then whether you 300 pounds, 400 pounds, 600 pounds, you're here, right? Um, Everybody literally has their own story to write. Everybody has their own story to live. So the simple fact is, you're here. You have to be realistic about where you are. You cannot lie to yourself. Listen to your doctors. Don't listen to what you want them to say, but listen to what it actually is. If you don't believe your doctors, go get you a second opinion because you have the free will to do so. But I think the first step, the biggest thing that I can tell you is be honest with yourself about what you're doing. Um, and embrace the fact that you are still here. So as long as you have been given another opportunity to walk this earth, then guess what? You are very much so capable and you are very much so able to go out there and do what it is that's for you. You can do what's for you. And I smile when I talk about that because that's the beautiful part of it. Like just from being on one side of the spectrum where I'm like, okay, well, Rashida, don't run unless it's an emergency, to like physically running 5Ks. It's like, wait, what? Like me? I like, yeah, like you did that. You can really do that. So just this podcast today, just a little different, just giving you a little encouragement. I love to share the story of physical confidence because I know it makes a difference in the decisions that you make and the different things that you do. I don't care your skin tone. I don't care. And you know what? And especially in our African American community, I really do get tired of the whole light skin, dark skin thing. That wasn't a thing when I grew up. And maybe like we kind of talked about each other being poor, right? Like, oh, your mama drive a hoopty or something like that, or you wearing what kind of jeans? They came from, Walmart, that type of stuff. We talked about each other home, but like light skin, dark skin, my generation, I don't think we really got on each other like that. Not for being light skin, dark skin, but now I've learned just from working with my babies, that is one of the things that is coming back up. Guys, we all beautiful. I don't care what shade you are. Like all of us are beautiful and unique. Okay, so let's go ahead and nip that in the bud. Throw that out. Um, but seriously, I don't care what shade you are. I don't care what size you are, baby. Get out there and do it, and do it, and do it with class, and do it to your fullest ability, and do it. Um, as long as you got breath in your body, I encourage you to do it. That's how I feel about that. Today, you may have seen me post something. It is National Take Down Tobacco Day. So I work with an organization called Save a Girl, Save a World, which is the shirt that I'm rocking today. I am their program manager. Shout out to Sagsaw. So I'm their program manager over a program called Speak Up, and that program is circled around tobacco awareness. Like that's our largest platform that we have to fight against tobacco awareness. And I think it's really, really cool how we have partnered with different organizations to really go and attack this issue. So prior to joining this organization, I a lot of members in my family smoke tobacco, it wasn't a thing. Um, Even me going to, party and stuff like that, hookah is a new thing. Anybody who's been to my house for a party before know we got hookah in the house, right? So that was a new thing, like the next thing to do. It was cool, right? But not knowing that hookah is worse than smoking cigarettes. We didn't know, like we're just doing it because it's cool and it's flavored tobacco and you can use an orange to put the tobacco in and it's cool. It's like you don't get high, but it's just a thing to do. So, um, prior to joining, I didn't know anything about that. I was going along with status quo and just doing what was fun. But until I really joined the organization, start studying and looking at how different programs have really, and advertisers have really flooded our African American community with different tobacco messaging and how it is literally killing off our community, especially like our parents' age. Like really killing them off right now. So yes, they came out with the attorney general message like, oh, cigarettes are bad for pregnant women, and you can catch lung cancer and all that. But by that time, it was way too late. They were addicted at that point. So National Takedown Tobacco Day is really surfaced around creating advocacy for creating tobacco-free lives. Um, Hookah is the big one right now. We this organization we support HBCU college kids. So in that age range, when we did our study, it was shown that there were more college kids smoking hookah than cigarettes. Which I get it because again, that's the end thing right now. But because it's cute and it's flavored, and they have it at the brunch festivals and all the brunches and all that, people don't think hookah is bad, but it really is, y'all. So it's National Takedown Tobacco Day. So I would have to go ahead and make sure I'm mentioning that since we are talking about physical health, guys. Um, there is definitely a space for us to examine that a little bit more and see what we're putting in our bodies and kind of what we're feeding our bodies. And real talk, um, if we're talking about what we're putting in our bodies, guys, you know how the doctor tells you, oh, blood pressure runs in your family, diabetes just runs in your family. That may be true, but guess what else is running through your family? Bad habits, bad habits, poverty-stricken habits too. We talked about that on the last one. Different things that people in our generations had to do to survive, because they were in poverty, but then it gets passed down from generation to generation to generation, and then the context behind it slowly gets pulled away. So you just think that that's just the way that life is supposed to be, and it's really not. And then you start to teach these unhealthy habits physically to your children and your children's children. So I talked about this on my last podcast, but poverty runs deep, baby. It's deeper than your finances. It's deeper than your finances. It's your mindset. It's the way we raise our families. It's the way that we interact with one another. Poverty runs deep. And absolutely, your nutrition and physical health has something to do with poverty. 1000% it does. Just because Big Mama had sugar, don't mean you have to have it. Diabetes runs heavily on my father's side of the family. I didn't want it. And I'm like, I'm not getting it. Remember, I told y'all when I saw I was pre-diabetic, I'm like, oh, we about to turn that thing around. Just because Big Mama and them was diabetic, that don't mean I'm about to be. Baby. Mm-mm. My other big piece of advice on that too is find out what your motivation is. I encourage you to find out what your motivation is. Like, what's your why? Why is it that you choose to get up every day? Why is it that you choose to focus on physical health? Why is it that you're not focusing on your health? Who told you that you couldn't be healthy? Or did you decide that that was just what it was going to be because that was just your own personal decision? So I encourage you to do that. My why for sure, hands down, Jackson. Like I had my whys before for different things. And now, going through therapy and all of that, I'm discovering that that why that I had initially identified may not have really been a really good why. That why that I had before may have been based off of some other trauma that I was dealing with. I'm like, oh, okay. Um, but my why now, oh, definitely hands down was Jackson. Because here's what I saw. When I pushed that baby out that I just talked about, to me, he was literally, and I remember saying this, I felt like Jackson was so precious that just the world just didn't even deserve the angel that I was holding. Like that is how I felt about him. I'm like, oh. This is like the closest thing to God that I've ever been. Like, because this baby is just literally so innocent. And I don't want any single thing to harm him. And I'll be doggone if it be me. If it be me. Right. And I think about it when I say that, I'm like, if I don't take care of me, then I can't be here for this precious angel that I just held in my arms. So if I'm not taking care of me, then I do him a disservice. Oh no, forget that. Right. So that was my why. Jackson was definitely my why. I'm very happy because now at 3.5, he took off running on me on the soccer field last week. I was able to catch up with him. Now, baby, 130 pounds ago, I'd have been yelling like, somebody help me. But no, like when that baby took off running on soccer practice past the goal that he was supposed to stop at, and I had to run literally a football field to run and catch that baby. Very happy that I ended up catching up with that. But yeah, guys, Jackson was my why. But I highly encourage you to figure out what your why is, because your why is the thing that's going to keep you centered. Your why is going to be the thing that makes you continue to go to the gym, even though you're tired. Even though you're tired. And I'll say this too. Since I've gone through like the weight loss journey, I I do enjoy going to the gym. I will say that. I enjoy it more. But let me tell you, it's been so many days where I just don't feel like going, but I go anyway because I'm like, it's a lifestyle now, right? But like going to the gym, it's a task. It is definitely a task, but my why keeps me going. At the end of the day, I gotta be here for a baby who needs me. And I think too, Jackson having his autism diagnosis increased my why, because I'm like, I really have to be here for him. I have to take care of him. He's not going to be taking care of me. Like, I have to take care of him. So I have to make sure I'm here for him. So that's my why. So yeah, I encourage you guys to identify your why, stick with it, um, and really dive into it. Really dive into your why. And once you dive into your why, it's time to get to work, and it's time to be honest with yourself. It's time to be honest with yourself. You physically can do anything that you want to do. Um, you can. You can do anything that you wanna do within reason. So I'm not asking if you on oxygen to go run a marathon. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not expecting that. But what you can do, is just different things to slowly improve your way of life. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that at all. There was a debate too about, what was this? This was about last year sometime. There was a girl, and she was on a podcast, and what she said was that the guys tend to go for bigger girls because they're easier. And it was a really, really big debate because the big girls got mad, like, what you mean? What you mean? They ain't coming to us because, and I had to sit and think. And I had to sit and think about just like the different qualities. And here I am. I was on the fence because I was like, she's right and wrong at the same time. I think there are easy skinny girls, and there are easy big girls. But I will tell you, I have had to turn away a lot of different guys as a big girl because I'm like, bro, get away from me. What you thought this was? You know what I'm saying? Or a dude who even had a nerve to ask me something crazy, like, what? What? Get on my face, right? And of course, I'm happily married now. I still get men to approach me, but the approach is different. So it could be just my approach is different, my confidence is different, but I definitely see a difference in just the caliber of dudes that try to approach. So it may or may not have been some truth to that, but I just thought that was interesting too. So but that's it, guys. I'm not holding you long today. I just wanted to come on, make sure I said hey, and just sprinkle a little encouragement on you today. Um, y'all, it's National Takedown Tobacco Day. It is Mindset Monday. Hopefully, I am getting you ready for the week. That's all I really wanted to do. Just help you think about your physical confidence a little bit and just encourage you guys to go out and really, really, really just take care of yourselves. I want to see you guys live your best lives. I want to see you guys live and just be your best self. Just unapologetically. I wanna see that. That's why I get on here every Monday. Like, I really truly do love seeing people. I love seeing women. I love seeing y'all just, like, get out there and glow and go. Yes, I said glow and go. I love to see that. It really truly makes me happy, and not tearing each other down, not talking about each other, but really truly, just lifting each other up. Just really lifting each other up and just being your best selves. I share my personal stories with you guys on here just because I just feel like if I don't one, just we gotta start keeping it real with each other. I'm so tired of getting on these podcasts and people talking like their life is like is cherries and like all I did was a manifestation board and my life got better. Girl, if you don't shut up, okay, you did the manifestation board, and what happened? 6 months later, you got a million. Oh, okay, cool. No, doggone well, you did a PPP loan, right? So I'm just saying, like, I just love to get on here. I'll keep it 100 with you guys. I love sharing just different parts of my story with you guys and helping you set the tone just to get your overall confidence together. Just we're a podcast and we talk about basically all things self confidence. We talk about all things that help you go from point A to point B and point C and point D until you have reached your point of success. That's what I like. That's what I like to do. That's what I like to pour. I love to pour into you. And by golly, I will continue to do that. So that's it, guys. I am, like I said, I'm not holding you long today. I just wanted to make sure that I came by and help you with your physical confidence. And I'll say it again. If you guys have questions about weight loss surgery, the weight loss process, anything, one, please don't be scared of the surgery. It is not bad. It is literally one of the most common surgeries performed in the United States of America, FYI. So I am a candidate for that. But even if you don't want to do weight loss surgery, come holler at me. I lost weight before I even jumped on that table. I was 30 pounds down before he even cut on me. So, guys, let's talk about it. If you do need help or if you have questions about the process, please reach out to me. I am an open book and I'm more than happy to share my experience with you guys and give you tips on just the insurance process because there was a process to get approved. It wasn't a painstaking one, but it was definitely a process. You can't just walk in and be like, "Hey, cut on me, please, and thank you." Yeah, you do have to do that. So that's all, guys. I am going to exit for tonight, but I hope you all have the most beautiful week, and I will talk to you later. Bye.